When you start this, take one, read it, ask somebody in the group, and then pass it on to the next person.
Pick one person on the team and tell something that the two of you have in common. This is going to be fulfilling a number of IT stereotypes.
I know where you're going.
Chuck and I both have a very strong passion for Dungeons and Dragons.
That's an understatement.
It is the most stereotypical thing for an IT person to be in it, but gosh darn it, it's amazing.
The original goal of the site was build a shopping cart. Something that the company, Alps Controls, can take to the web and sell products in a new, more efficient way. We realized that there were so many more things that it could impact as it reached down to the customer and gave them more tools and ability.
Well, the website does what it should. It gets out of the way and is a tool and utility for the customers to get their job done.
Everyone loves Alps Controls because we have such a great website and we provide such a great way to search for your parts, find parts. That was my thinking. But what I found was people love Alps Controls because we have the best customer support. We have the best contact with our customers. So then my role is to figure out how to make the web more person to person.
If you were moving, who on the team would you call to help and why? I've known Alex forever, so I'm gonna rope him into anything that I can get him involved in. I've known David for a long time too, and he could tie any knot I need if I need to like strap it to the top of my car. And well, Chuck's my dad, so he's pretty much your half the time I ask for his car.
It's true. Originally, doing it all by myself was fairly straightforward. But in the last 5 years, we've really begun to push the technology outside of Alps, per se, to the customers and general suppliers and dealers. And so it is definitely more than one person can do. So I've expanded my team. I now have 4 people on my team.
Now there are 5 of us, and I know how much work there is for me alone. And I imagine him trying to do all of that, and I can't even begin to imagine. I spend a lot of my time trying to make the Alps Controls employees incredibly efficient. How can we process double the orders with the same accounting staff? How can we handle an extra 500 customers without hiring another CSR?
My primary responsibility is a code monkey, actually. I'm the one that writes the stuff in the back end. They'll give me a design and say, hey, this needs to happen when you click this. And I'm the one that takes that and actually makes that into the code that actually gets the feature accomplished.
Like Logan writes how the flow works, but I design what the flow is. My role is really the front end, making the site visually pleasing, designing the experience, how you're gonna step through different things.
How I affect the customers is I try to affect them as little as possible, to find the things and to fix the things that could happen with Alps Controls before the customer ever even sees it. I go through, test everything, make sure everything works how it's supposed to, making sure all the implementations and all the features that we have are as good as they can be.
I'm gonna go here. You have to buy a gift for one person of your team members. Who would be the hardest person to buy for and what would you get them? Oh, wow. The person to buy for would be Alex. I know what I'd get you. I know what I'd get you, Alex. I'd get you elbow pads and knee pads. You're the most accident-prone person I know.
I definitely think one of the best parts about is now our IT team, we now have a full team. Chuck is very happy that he has a full team that he can rely on.
Most everybody else, Chuck and Joe and David especially, tend to be very big picture, very visionary people. Tend to we can accomplish wonders, which is fantastic, but there always has to be someone there that's like a grounding, like an anchor. Okay guys, let's stop and think about this for a little bit and figure out how we're gonna accomplish this.
Oftentimes it means that I play the maid or the nanny of what goes on downstairs. Now, did you release that change to every website that we work with? Did you make that change in the database and update the build scripts? And I make sure that none of that stuff falls through the cracks.
Everyone approaches problems from a different perspective. Having that balance of ideas and approaches is really helpful.
One of your team members has won an award. Who do you choose and what award will you give them?
Logan gets most coffee drunk.
I was just about to say that. I was just about to say that.
It's like 20 cups a day.
There's a stereotype among people who write code is that you turn coffee into code, and I mean that's kind of true for a lot of us, but definitely true for Logan.
His whole bag of coffee
And
and
tea,
tea
yeah.
over there in his cube. I mean, he just accumulates it.
We love serving people. Developers in general love the feeling of not writing the code specifically, although some do, but when the code is done and we present it to whoever's going to be using it, and they go, "I'll tell you what, this is the best code I've ever seen. This solves my problem. I'm in less pain now." That's why we keep doing it.
Just like you go to a movie and you experience whatever the director has in store for you in a movie, you're experiencing what kind of story he's trying to tell. Our story that we're trying to tell is, buying and shipping and all that stuff of HVAC parts. And, so they're experiencing what we're creating. It's almost like we're the directors and producers and all those people in the movie, and our site and our system is that.
I'm not designing for the sake of making the site look pretty. I'm designing for the sake of getting the most information in the most meaningful way to the customers at the right time. What I do is for them, and it's about them.
We're always open to suggestions, and we're always looking for ways to improve our customers' interaction with the website.
I don't build this for me. For me, it would mean nothing. I build this for the customers. So what I would want you to know about the system is talk to us, call us, tell us what you like, tell us what you don't like, tell us, I wish it would do this. It's the person, where the person is, what is the person doing? That's the focus of Alps Controls.